you've asked for some feedback on the Uppies website. I have a number of suggestions that I believe will make the user interface a little bit better for players. These aren't criticisms. I imagine the site will do fine without any change at all, but as a person who has done a lot of website design, and even though I'm not an art director, I have worked under a number of art directors, so I kind of know how they think. But these are some suggestions that I have that I think will improve the site. The first thing is the landing page. The top part seems to have a lot of wasted space. I have a 2K monitor, which you're looking at now, and I believe there could be more Uppies shown on the main page if some of this was all tightened up. It doesn't have to be tightened up a lot, just enough to get this to the fold point. It would actually be nice to see a small, I know that scroll bars are ugly and nobody likes them, but even if there was just a small arrow wherever the bottom of the page is to show that there's more below, you can scroll down and see more. Obviously, not everybody's using the same screen size, so the button would have to remain at the bottom of the screen, and I believe that's not difficult to do. The next thing is that for the Uppies browsing page, the filters button is kind of hidden. If you don't look hard, you could easily miss it. And I wasn't able to see it easily the first time I looked. I actually had to go and look at X1's video again to see where the filters button was. It's hidden, like in the pictures almost. And so I was thinking filters should be a button up with the rest of the buttons up at the top of the screen. It doesn't move as you scroll, and neither does this. It's in the frozen area, so it would make more sense to me if filters was up here. But beyond that, I don't think there's a need for the filters button. As you select the things that you want filtered, the number of items that you see in this screen shrinks as you change the filter. So let's say I change it to just one. You'll see right now that it's changing everything on the main page. So it would actually be better if those filters were just buttons that were up at the top of the screen and in the frozen area, so that as you change them, you could see the list of Uppies change as you push the buttons. So in other words, I don't think there's a need for a filters pull up at all. If you were to leave the filters pull up, first of all, the name filters doesn't need to be there. We just push the button, so we don't need to know what the page is titled. It is filters. We already know that. Another thing is as you press filters, a little list of them shows up down at the bottom to show what filters you have pressed. So this is, again, it's redundant. It doesn't need to be here. If I were to change something here or remove it in this case, the buttons change quickly as I push these buttons. So these buttons are duplicates of these buttons. But not only that, if I want to remove this, I can click on this, but not on the button. I have to actually click on the little tiny X, which is, again, not very user-friendly. There is no real need for those icons to show up at all, so I would get rid of them. The rest of this, like I said, should be pushed up into the area, in the frozen area at the top of the screen. That way there's no need for a filter screen at all. Another thing is when you want to search for a specific name of Uppie, you may not know what level it's at or anything else for that matter. But if you start typing, obviously the number of letters you have to type is 3. Oh, I'm wrong. You can type even just one changes the number of results you get. But if I'm looking for a specific Uppie, I don't know when to stop typing is the thing. If I'm looking for, let's say, Nina, Nina, I may not need to type the entire name. I might only need to type NI, but I can't tell that because I can't see the rest of the screen. So in this case, if the reason why I would want to type in a specific name, as far as I can tell, is if I'm looking for something specific. So if I were to go to my Uppies, and let's say I wanted to get another Nina Nudge, I would have to remember this name. There is no way for me to copy this, which is another thing that I would like to see. There should be a copy button or some way to copy that name. Some of the names are going to be quite complicated, I imagine. I'm guessing that they're generated by AI, and they could get to be quite long or quite complicated or spelled funny or who knows what. And you know, it would be handy if we could just click a button that said copy the name, whether it's here or in this screen somewhere. Again, you can't select that name. There is no Nina Nudge in here. There's no button that's the copy button. I have no way of copying that name. So if I were to go back and I want to find another Nina Nudge, I'd have to come into the filters list and then type it in here. And again, I can't tell if I've actually got a hit or not until I kind of drop this down. And so anyways, I believe at very least the search window should be up here. And that way it's easy for you to see what your results are as you're typing. And another thing was try to keep the buttons in the same location is also nice. So when I go to the card screen, the arrows are now way over on the corner, whereas on the screen previous, they're back here. So again, it's just, you know, nice for users to have the buttons always in the same location. It's not, again, these are not, you know, hard and fast rules for anything, and obviously whoever made this website did a good job, but these are, like I said, changes that if I were making the site with an art director above me, these are the things they would be telling me to change. Again, we're kind of the goal for this, I believe, is to actually have people make impulse buys. You don't want them doom scrolling forever and forget that they're actually here to purchase something. The idea is to get them in and out as quickly as possible, to spend their money as quick as possible. As someone who is wanting to sell something, that's what I want. I want them to see my item and then spend money quickly. As a person who wants to buy something, I don't want to have to spend hours here looking for the thing I want to buy. I'd like to have an idea in mind as to what I want. I want to get the right thing. I want to get the right price, but I don't want to have to spend 2 hours looking for it. So these are just a few things that I thought might help. The filters button needs to be moved up here if we have it at all. And I think all of these features could be moved up into the frozen area without too much trouble and still make it look nice. Like, it doesn't have to look like a mess. It can be laid out nicely, but it would be better for the user, I believe, if the buttons were up in the frozen area so that we could see the results that we are choosing as filters. Thanks for listening.